Shilpa Nair, my colleague, is now joining me live on this. Shilpa, the Prime Minister has been observing some very rigorous rituals, the 11-day Anushthan that he announced through an audio message. But these temple visits are extremely crucial as well as far as this Anushthan is concerned, because he's found relevance with each of these temples that he's visiting, their relevance and their association with the epic tale of Ramayana. Shilpa?
Well, absolutely, yes, Paulami. In fact, through the Prime Minister's visit, once again, we are getting to know the sort of connections or the association each of these temple has in terms of, in terms of Lord Ram, in terms of Ayodhya, and also with Ramayana. So all of these, it could be mythological, it could be, there are several such connections, but the fact of the matter is several such interesting aspects are being once again brought to light with the Prime Minister's visit to these very significant temples, not just in Tamil Nadu, but across the country. He's gone to temples in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala. All of these temples have a significance of its own. And as far as his Tamil Nadu visit is concerned, all of these temples, be it the Srirangam temple in Trichy, be it the Ramanatha Swami temple in Rameshwaram, be it the Kodandarama Swami that he is currently visiting, temple that he is currently visiting, all of these temples or all of these deities find a mention in Ramayana. There are, many who believe that these are all temples or places that are associated with Lord Ram. So that is the reason why the Prime Minister has chosen to visit these places, especially ahead of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya. And right now, he is at the Kodandarama Swami temple. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a temple where many believe Lord Ram met Vibhishana for the first time when he sought refuge. And some also believe that Vibhishana was coronated at this particular point. So that is the reason why the Prime Minister has gone there. And Kodandarama Swami means Lord Ram with a bow. So that, of course, is the deity in that particular temple. It's a very small temple, but yet a very, very beautiful temple situated in Dhanushkodi of Rameshwaram. And just a few minutes before that was when the Prime Minister visited the Arichal Munai point in Dhanushkodi, again a place with a lot of cultural, historical and geographical significance. Speaking about the place's connection with Lord Ram, many believe that it is the point from where Lord Ram decided to build the Ram Setu to cross over to Lanka to fight Ravan. So that is something that many believe in. And very interestingly, there are also stones, the stones in that particular area. If you take those stones, there are special stones, and if you put it in a bucket of water, it floats. So these stones float on water, and many believe that this was the Ram Setu. So that, of course, is the significance of Arichal Munai as well. It is also the confluence point of the Bay of Bengal and the Gulf of Mannar Indian Ocean. So a lot of significance, and that's the reason why the Prime Minister, of course, chose to sit down there for a few minutes and just do his meditation, just do his breathing exercises, because it's a beautiful place, a sight to behold actually. Then the Prime Minister, of course, is at the Kodandarama Swami temple offering his prayers, and after which he will be going to Madurai, where he'll take a flight to New Delhi, because tomorrow, of course, is a big day, a day that has been, it's being widely celebrated across the country by many. There's a lot of excitement about the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, and the Prime Minister, of course, will be taking part in the ceremony tomorrow. So ahead of that, the Prime Minister will be leaving from Tamil Nadu. He'll be taking a flight from Madurai to New Delhi. But just to sum up his visit to Tamil Nadu, he, of course, started with the Khelo India Games inaugural ceremony in Chennai. Yesterday, he went to the Srirangam temple in Trichy, where the deity is Ranganatha Swami, a reclining form of Lord Vishnu. And it is believed that Lord Ram and his ancestors used to pray to this, form of Lord Vishnu, and he had given it to Vibhishana to take it to Lanka, but it was installed in Srirangam and is one of the biggest temples, Vaishnava temples in the country. Thousands of devotees throng that temple on a daily basis, and it is also a temple where Tamil poet Kambar, when he wrote the Kamba Ramayanam inspired by the Valmiki Ramayanam, this was the place he first presented it to the scholars. He wanted the approval of the scholars as well, and he had won hearts when he recited Kamba Ramayanam. And the Prime Minister, of course, listened to verses from the Kamba Ramayanam, the Tamil Ramayanam, sitting at the Kamba Mandapa inside the Sri Ranganatha Swami temple, and that, of course, course, was again a beautiful moment, because the manner in which those those scholars recited the Kambaraman is quite soothing, and quite it filled one's heart with a lot of devotion. And after which he of course reached Rameshwaram around noon yesterday, and the Ramanatha Swami temple, like you know, it is part of the Char Dham pilgrimage. It is a important pilgrimage site for the Hindus across the country. And once he reached the Ramanatha Swami temple, he of course ensured that he undertakes the most important ritual of the temple, which is of course the tirthas, the 22 tirthas, taking bath in the 22 tirthas. So the first was Agni Tirtham, which is the sea. So the Prime Minister of course took a holy dip in the Bay of Bengal, after which he entered the temple where there are 22 other wells with holy water. The Prime Minister of course took buckets of water from these holy wells, and he poured that water on himself, and that is part of the main ritual of the temple. It is considered to be an equivalent of penance. That is the reason why pilgrims who come here, they do this ritual, so that it is important for penance, because it's believed that Lord Ram and and Goddess Sita, when they returned from the war, when they returned from Lanka, they prayed to Lord Shiva to absolve any sin, to wash away any sins that Lord Ram may have committed during the war against Ravana. So that is the reason why this temple, the confluence point of the Vaishnavites and the Saivites group, both these groups, for them this temple bears a lot of significance. And the 22 tirthas, like I said, the number 22 also represents, or also is indicative of the number of arrows that Lord Ram had in his quiver. So a lot of such connections that are there in these temples. And following his darshan and pujas at the Ramanatha Swami temple, he took part in a Ramayana Parayana, where Rama Kathas were recited in multiple languages: Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, and so many such languages. And there was also a Bhajan Sandhya, where devotional songs were played, and the Prime Minister took part in all of these events. And he stayed over the night at the Ramakrishna Mutt, and this morning is when the Prime Minister has gone to Dhanushkodi, to the Arichalmunai Point, and then to the Kodanda Ramaswamy temple. So this has been the Prime Minister's schedule, and this has been the Prime Minister's visit to Tamil Nadu, just to sum up what he did and the significance of each of these temples and each of these events that the Prime Minister took part in. The government sources, of course, has been saying that the Prime Minister has been observing a very strict Anushtan in the last 11 days ahead of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, and it is quite clear from the manner in which he's been devoting time. He's been taking out time to take part in these rituals, to take part, to visit such important temples which has such significance in terms of culture, history, and mythology. All of it, of course, assumes a lot of significance. And now, of course, all eyes are on the big Pran Pratishtha ceremony that is expected to take place in Ayodhya tomorrow.